Okay, NBA season is here, baby. We got a
Yeah, man.
4-point game here. Rockets and Thunder, 79-75 in favor of the Rockets. Caruso with a lovely, just like Kevin Love pass. I don't know who that was
Yeah.
to, but who's 25? Yeah,
AJ
but that
Mitchell.
there you go. Diego's favorite. But Diego, I'm fresh off recording football with Corsian. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. The favorite part of this night for me so far in watching this game is we all know Round Ball Rock. The don't dun 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 dun. It's so catchy. They played it before the ring ceremony. I wasn't expecting it, especially the way they had it. Supposedly it's like the original. I saw that like online from someone on Twitter, and they played again at the start of the game, and I was literally in my living room just like, let's go, we're back. Like we've survived the off season. Honestly, it's 4 months too long. Don't know how I made it this far, but we're here, and I'm so excited. This even though this game has felt more like an actual like NFL game of just like wild physicality, which makes sense, but yeah, it's a good game though. It's close.
You failed to mention the Rockets starting lineup was utterly insane.
It is pretty
Amon
insane.
Thompson. We had talked about this last week. Who's going to be a starting
Yeah,
point guard? Amon Thompson, Jabari Smith, Kevin Durant at the two.
hmm
Then you got what as a bigs? You got Shangoon, and then you got
Steven
um,
Adams.
Steven Adams. Just crazy, just crazy, and they're doing a great job. They're doing a
Yeah.
great job. But before we get started on just like dissecting the two games we got today, wanted to share some like our redraft teams. We were involved in like a 16-man league. I think this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a random thing. They're trying to do 32, but they couldn't fill the amount of peeps in time, so we just did 16. Um, I unfortunately had to randomize my draft after the first couple picks. I like picked like two or three players, but then had to watch Black Phone 2. Pretty
Yeah.
okay movie. I've heard the original is better. I did not watch the original, but I seem to understand the context pretty well in the second movie. I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
decent. Had good, bad moments. Give it a solid 7 out of 10. But Diego, I'll let you start off. Like, how do you feel about your team? Who are kind of like the linchpins of your draft strategy, and um, uh, who's your my guys on this list?
So, yeah, I mean, I was the third overall pick. That was kind of sick. So I'm looking at it now. Luca was that pick, right? I mean, it was Jokic, and I think Wemby got picked second. I was expecting Luca to get picked second or Shea, so that was interesting. Luca, Tyrese Maxey's a good pickup. Miles Turner, Khalil Ware. I think those are two good centers. I have Zubats too, who might play a little less, but I mean, it's really solid center room. End of the draft, it was getting late, and I was like, you know what, my last pick is going to be Ryan Nemhard, the not even 6 foot point guard on the Dallas Mavericks. He's projected 0 points, and I might need to sub him out. I also got Josh Minot, Kyle Filipowski as a power forward center, very interesting.
That
Herb
was a great pick.
Jones, I know, right? And Mikael, so I picked Mikael Bridges because I'm like, he has to handle the ball more, with Mike Brown. But then ESPN, they posted something saying that you shouldn't draft Mikael Bridges, and I'm like, why would you say that? So now I really want him to cook. I don't know how that's gonna go, but maybe he might. Who knows? I think he's a good player. And we'll see. So Luca's basically my main guy, and with LeBron out, I think he can cook. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
That was a great charge by Hardenstein, by the way.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, I love the strategy there. I think my favorite part, my favorite pick would probably be Aaron Neesmith at in the 8th round. To me, that's a steal. Um, when you talk about role players that will get a lot more minutes
oh yeah,
with Tyrese out, like I thought that was great. Getting Najee
yeah.
Marshall, 12th round, I think that's always a great
Sneaky.
selection. And then Filipowski, obviously, the round before that. Herbert Jones too. Like you had a lot of great like 7 to 12. I can't really blame your selections. Like they've
Yeah,
been really, really solid. So nice job, Diego.
thank you.
My auto drafting self um, was there for the first 3 rounds. So or actually four, I think. So I got a
Yeah,
couple inputs on who I wanted, and Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry were ranked like 18th and
yeah,
19th on the draft board. And I was just sitting here thinking, what? That
yeah.
made no sense to me. Like I obviously, the more
Hmm.
bigs, the more well-rounded stats you're able to get, the better you perform in fantasy.
Yeah.
I have to look at the scoring settings here, but regardless, they should not be ranked 19th and 20th or like 18th around that range. So,
Yeah.
I had the 15th pick in the 16 league, so I couldn't get like Edwards, like Cade went super high. I was surprised by
No, he's
SGA. I
yeah.
couldn't get any of those guys, so I had to sit and wait. And I got KD on the Rockets, and based on how much is being utilized and relied on by this offense, I think that's a great selection. And then Steph
Yeah.
Curry, he's not dead yet, so I'm still gonna pick him till the cows come home. Um, Picked him after AJ Brown. I mean, sorry, Jalen Brown. So I think that was a really good selection on that part. Then I auto picked. No, before that I did Jamal Murray, and then
Yeah.
Trey Murphy. Really
Good
wanted that
pickup.
selection because he's going to be a lot more relied upon because you never know with Zion Williamson and like when
Yeah.
his role as like the primary focal point. He did a great job in New Orleans, and I think he'll be in a
Oh,
lot of
that's good.
situations where he have to score a lot, especially in that conference. So from there, my auto draft results gave me Paul George, Aiden, Brandon Podjenski, Buzelis, Buddy Hield, Reed Shepard, Valanciunas, Tyrese Halliburton for some reason, Larry Nance,
Yeah.
and AJ Johnson. So yeah, I did not. I liked Buzelis. I actually like the Paul George selection because I think he's in a perfect situation to have a rebound season. I get it.
Yeah.
He had a horrible season last year, but I believe in the talent and the talent around him. DeAndre Aiden, I actually think was a great move too. Uh, Pajetsky, I don't know if I would have picked him in the seventh round, um, but we could work with that. Buddy Healed, yeah. Reed Shepard, I actually liked at the 10th round, but all the other ones, I was like, why did you pick Tyrese Halliburton? I could have got him on the bench. I had to put him in my IR slot now. So ever since I had the auto
Yeah.
draft, let's see what my team looks like now. I've added a couple guys since then. I've added Chris Boucher, Peyton Watson, Aaron Wiggins.
That's not bad. Yeah.
So,
Funny thing, I was looking at your team, and Reed Shepard has 14 fantasy points and Katie has 14 and a half. So that's really funny to me. Um, yeah, so far in this game. So yeah, it should be exciting. I'm in another fantasy league. I kind of like my other fantasy league where you kind of like you have to make sure you get your all your guys, like basically fill up your lineup, and every day it's a different matchup instead of like you lock in a game and then you're kind of betting that the next game won't be as good. Um, but to each his own. So I got to lock in.
yeah, I think honestly, I like your team a lot because you have a lot of you have a lot of depth, and
Yeah.
when you're talking about like a 2 week stretch where like some
Yeah.
guys are not on certain days, like you need those guys, and like even the guys around like Devin Vassell, like he's the guy that
Yeah.
is the kind of guy that can benefit a lot like being around Victor Wembanyama, but he can contribute in other ways where like steals and blocks are valued highly. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, a Miles Turner, like who does Milwaukee have now, like that they can rely on offensively consistently?
Yeah, man. I
He's
mean,
probably the only other guy, right? So, got a lot of
yeah.
centers, a lot of bigs. So you're gonna pile up the rebound stats. I see the strategy there, but
Yeah.
overall, I thought you made some good selections here.
Yeah, big thing is to get like in our game, positions are kind of fluid, but it's good because getting centers, but also centers that can play other positions. That's something I would struggle with so much last year. I'd be like, man, I have this guy, but I can't use him because of my positions are all dumb, all mixed matched, whatever. So yeah, but it's a good strat. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, if we had to record on a different day or whatnot, like I would have asked for your predictions here, but obviously with 6 minutes to go, it's kind of hard to
It
fill
is.
predictions because you got a full game film to watch kind of late on this. But um, Rockets and Thunder, what are kind of your observations so far? Um, like going into the game, I haven't watched the game at all. I'm just watching it now as I'm like we're recording at the same time. But what are
Yeah.
the things you kind of noticed? I know you've mentioned a couple things offline, but um, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is just like I said, this feels like a football game, man. There's been moments where the ball, no one has the ball, and it's just bouncing around on one side of the court, and everyone's like, "Get it, let me get it." Crazy rebounds, long rebounds. And I guess the worst thing for the Rockets is just, man, Amen Thompson has not been able to hit a three. He hit one three, but it turns out his the edge of his big toe's nail was just on the line, so it was a two. That's the only shot that might have been a three that he made, and it I don't know, man. His shot just looks terrible. And Tari Eason as well, not very good at shooting. Reed Shepard, very interesting. Playing well. Definitely getting attacked defensively, but um, he's scoring. And in that first quarter, Chet Holmgren did not miss a shot, man. I think he went 6, 7 straight shots, had like 15 of their 20, 30 something points. And
Jeez.
like, I wasn't worried about it because they're like, Shea hasn't made a shot. And I'm like, yeah, he shot 4 shots. I think the strat here for both Udoka and Dagnall was it's the first quarter, the first game of the season, man. Like, we can lose this game and the world isn't gonna end. So let's try some stuff. I mean, AJ Mitchell's played a bunch and played really well. To end was it to end the half? To end the half, he got an and one 3 pointer to go from a 10 point deficit to a 6 point deficit to really help. I mean,
He's the
six
second
points,
leading scorer on the team.
yeah, for a second year player, man. I'd like who knows about AJ Mitchell, man? I've heard a little bit about him. I've seen him play, but like I didn't know. I know he was cooking like that. And he's been hitting some nice threes. He missed some too, and there was one where he missed a shot. Then next possession he gets the three wide open. He's like, I'm making this, and he did. So love seeing that. KD hitting some really nice middies. That was very satisfying. But yeah, at first that first quarter was besides Chet, it was really rough to watch. It felt like bit of first game jitters and just not a lot of shots being made. But yeah,
What have you made of Shengun?
Şengün, man, the three. I don't know if he was hitting it like that last year, but he's been hitting threes, and it's very very nice. And there's one play where KD has it. Şengün screens him, I think, or no, KD screens for Şengün. Şengün passes it back because he's kind of open. KD, and KD passes it right back to Şengün, 3 pointer, and it goes in. And it's like, and a big thing, the Thunder are trying to guard Şengün with Caruso and Casey Wallace, and that's
Uh,
very interesting to me.
I mean,
Um,
Caruso proven he can do it. His draft record has shown he can do it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Caruso's a guy you just want to place on KD because he has experience with that type of score. You know, even though that
yeah,
matchup ideal, I totally get it. But like when you have like 6'11" guys on every single part of
hmm
the starting lineup, like is any matchup ideal for Caruso or Kaysen?
yeah. For KD, they put Lou Dort, and that kind of insane kamikaze jump through the screen and barrel through whatever happens. That kind of Lou Dort defense, and he's a great defensive player, but I just think he just is insane on getting through these screens. So he's been guarding KD. I think he had like 3 fouls in the third, so not ideal. But yeah, I think it's the Thunder just have looked kind of weak in my opinion. They haven't looked like the defending champions as much as you would think, but also without Jalen Williams, that hurts. But also remember the Rockets don't have Fred VanVleet, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of SGA's performance? Speaking of Jalen Williams not being there, but Chet doing well.
Yeah, SJ's been fine. Like I said, he hasn't done terribly much. Like it hasn't been like, man, Shea's
Give me the
cooking.
ball
And
and get out of the way.
yeah, it hasn't felt like that yet. And I think that's kind of what they're waiting for, like one of those finals games where Shea didn't do much, and then it's the fourth quarter. And it's like, well, Jalen Williams, Shea ball handler, Jalen Williams pick and roll, Shea just do your thing, and that's what I think we're gonna get here in the last 5 minutes. That it's just gonna be Shea, just Shea the Rock, no one else. Let him
I
cook.
mean,
So
he's just at the line now trying to get free throws, much to
yeah,
the chagrin of NBA fans who just get annoyed by it. But hey, I mean, he's great at drawing fouls and whatnot. So
yeah,
um, yeah, we'll try and finish this up before the end of the game comes up. I know Golden State and Los Angeles is coming up as well. So
yeah,
Diego, talk to me about like what are the things you're looking for in this game here? I think there's a lot of big storylines in Luka Doncic, the
yep,
change in Luka Doncic. So that could be one. But what other factors do you think the viewers might be missing here?
yeah. I mean, I don't know if the Golden State Warriors signed Al Horford, after the whole Kuminga debacle. Well, more that it took so long. But anyway, does Al Horford start? How many minutes is he gonna play? Because like when has in Steph Curry's career has he had a true stretch big who can also play some defense? Never. You've had Quentin Post, he can stretch, but he can't play that well defense. You could say DeMarcus Cousins, but whatever they got from DeMarcus Cousins, he was washed. No shade to DeMarcus Cousins. Amazing player.
2016 Draymond Green NBA Finals.
That's true, but this is true. But is he the was he the center? No, wait, no, they had Bogut. Bogut was the center. So, um, yeah, so they haven't really had that. But I do miss 2016 Draymond Green. The fact that you would be scared of him shooting shots and that just disappeared, it just baffles me sometimes. But anyway, that's a big thing with Al Horford. How good is this defense going to be? I mean, Horford, Draymond, Jimmy, that's like an unholy trio of defense. And I think that's going to be interesting. Um, yeah. Is that kind of it? I don't know. I mean, Steph's going to Steph. On the Lakers side, yeah, Luca. What does skinny Luca look like in the NBA right now? I know what I want because he's on both of my fantasy teams. I want him to cook, and yeah. So I think it's possible. I mean, skinny Luca, right? So
I
yeah,
think I think LeBron said it best on the Mind the Game podcast when he
yeah,
was talking about like the difference of like Luca's conditioning and whatnot.
yeah,
Like it's not going to affect his offensive production because he was scoring like 28 in the sleep,
yeah,
like minimum, like in the current shape he was in. It's not going to change his footwork or the way he gets the spots, but I think what is going to help is just efficiency,
hmm,
stamina, and like
yeah,
just playmaking and like quickness. Like those things where it's like you're gonna help out your team in other facets. And then like as you get into late in the ball games, like you can be more dynamic. And we haven't really seen that out of Lucas since rookie year. And
yeah,
I think it'll be interesting to watch and see. For me, it's obviously DeAndre Ayton. What kind of
hmm,
role does he play like for this offense? Because they've been looking for like a starting center. I wouldn't really you were mentioning Al Horford, but I wasn't like you can make a case for both the centers. Like you gotta watch how they play too. I
hmm,
think with Anthony Davis, his preference to play the four, you didn't really get to see that. Whereas like
yeah,
on the Lakers run, if you had like even if it was a guy like Jackson Hayes playing next to LeBron and Davis, like that was a massive, massive advantage for the Lakers. You talked about the size advantage.
hmm,
The the Houston Rockets are having in this game. Like the Lakers kind of had that when you played Davis at the four, but then when you try to stretch it and make Davis the five, it was a position he's not comfortable with. And they
yeah,
eventually moved on from him, obviously. But how does Aiden kind of bring stability to the center spot position? I think we're gonna get the best out of him.
hmm,
Um, like in this third stint, and it's really make or break for him. So he's not
yeah,
he's the guy I'm keeping an eye out. Like first game of the season, how motivated he is to play. It's likely going to get matched up against Draymond Green in a lot of scenarios.
hmm.
How does he deal with that? That's one thing I'm looking at.
Yeah, and especially for Aiden in particular. Like obviously I think we all know he loves to hit like shoot some middies in the paint, and that's not bad. I'm not. I'm a midi. I'm a midi advocate, But like can he get some lobs? Can he be that the vertical threat? Obviously, he's not as athletic as Derek Lively, you know. Love that guy, but can he do that? And that's something that Jackson Hayes does well enough that like he's trying to get a Slovenian passport to play on the Slovenian national team with Luca. So that would be helpful. I guess what is Marcus Smart? I know like my when I think of Marcus Smart, I think of the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year, but dog, that this season that's gonna be 4 seasons ago. That's crazy. That's baffling to me and scary that time has passed by that quickly. But anyway, how does he look? How does Jake Laravia look? Because Kings fans, Grizzlies fans have said that he's a great player and he can play defense and he can make these threes and dribble and kind of score a little bit. I I have not seen enough Jake Laravia tape to know that, but I'm curious to see if that's true. I don't even think he's starting either. But Gabe Vincent, is he gonna play and play effectively? Yeah, those are.
Yeah, I I just saw some crazy news that KD wanted to retire Rocket, so that makes um, Yeah,
What? Where do you see that?
I just saw it on Bleacher Report, just browsing around doing the podcast.
That's
Also saw something
crazy.
between Russell Westbrook and LeBron, but I'm going to take a look at that later because that seems like drama.
It is
Uh,
drama.
yeah, I think for me the other thing to look at too is Jonathan Kuminga. There was a lot of talk this offseason, and like I think he
Yeah,
got a new deal with the Warriors.
he did.
And
Yeah.
the one thing I'm looking at is how does he look next to
Hmm.
Steph, next to Jimmy Butler? Like, is he going to be the reliable third option? Like, he's in the
Yeah.
starting lineup now. Like, so
Actually.
is
Oh.
Pacensky. Like, they're not starting Al Horford with that
Oh.
lineup.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Mm.
interesting choice.
I would say so. Yes.
I think it kind of signals confidence in Kaminga, but it's like if he doesn't play well tonight, like how long is the leash? Like, is it going to be one of those like he's a very inconsistent third option, but when he shows up, the Warriors win every time. Um, we don't really
Yeah.
know, and I think like under the bright lights in LA, it'll be a good litmus test.
Yeah. Kuminga is just such a difficult player for me to get behind, just because there's just so many moments where it feels like he just wants to
What a
score.
move!
Yeah. Was
Oh,
it right? Kuminga just wants to score for himself, and I'm not against him scoring. He's a good scorer, but when you have Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, and you look him off, I feel like that's kind of messed up. You can't do that. And I think that's the biggest reason. And the reason I feel like why he would be starting now is because the Warriors don't really want him, but they want everyone else to see how good he is. And by the trade deadline, people to be like, "Yo, Warriors, what do you think about this for Jonathan Kuminga?" And they'll be like, "Oh, maybe," and then get a trade done. So I think that's their biggest reason to kind of showcase him because we all know Steve Kerr and him haven't had the best relationship because of how he plays, and yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for him, but maybe he'll play well. It's just finding his niche on this team is very difficult for him.
I'm sorry, Amon Thompson, folks. Amon Thompson's taking over, man. This is just
Yeah,
crazy. Wow, it's a 1 point game. I can't take it. Wow. Um, yeah, we'll try and end this as quick as we can. But I think the points you made about Kaminga are like pretty valid. Like at the same
yeah,
time, the Warriors, I'm like, if you want to keep this longevity and like this winning, sustained winning going, like I almost feel like you just gotta ride the wave with him and like not try to go for this political because it's just gonna. I think what I worry is you run into a Miami Heat situation where you're trying to play Jimmy, trying to sit him out. Like it's
yeah,
what if it gets to the point where like Kaminga just like checks out like after this game or game 5 this season.
yeah.
That's not great. That's not great at all. So, um,
Oh,
yeah, that's that's why it's a key thing for me to look at. But um,
mhm.
I guess before we go, anything else you're looking forward to this week, or anything you're looking forward to these games that we haven't mentioned?
Not these games, but specifically tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Big game, first game of the Mavs season, and the third straight time we start the season playing Victor Wembanyama. And honestly, this is maybe the time I've been the most worried we're gonna lose because that man is looking scary. But we're also a big team, so lock in. It's gonna be a good week. Gonna be a good season. Get excited, folks.
What will you do if Cooper Flag puts Wemby on a poster?
I'd love to see it. Now, will it happen? I don't know. I wouldn't bet on it.
Ja did it on a non-official play.
Yeah, he
Could
almost did
happen.
it. Yeah, Ja's the king of like all time not official like dunks or not completed dunks. He has that one on Kevin Love. Crazy. So yeah.
Alrighty. All right. We'll let you guys enjoy the closing minutes of this game. It's going to be really exciting. Make sure you enjoy the Warriors and the Lakers game. Um, Diego, till then, peace out, my man. And closes out. You can always follow us on our Instagram page at amon.a.mission. Full length
Got it, bro.
videos are in the YouTube channel Amon Mission. Till then, see you guys later.
See ya.